can see there from our opener, beautiful day here at the hotel. This is the 2025 Premier League Pool, PLP as it's called. I'm Scott Frost, I'm Jeremy Jones, joined by Scott Frost here for what is our fourth match here on Table 1.
Yeah, thank you, Jeremy, for having us. Tyler Styer, one who has not left the practice room the last few days.
Yeah, two guys that have already played a match and have both been successful with a win. Johann, Chua, and Tyler Styer. Been some close ones, right? I mean, we've already had, I think, 3 hill matches between the two tables.
Yeah, and speaking of people that haven't left the practice room, Chua as well. This man has not stopped hitting balls.
Looking to make some noise this week after what he would call a very substandard, subpar European Open, and that happens to all of us.
Yeah, in his defense, man, some brutal flicks, kisses, scratches he had last week.
Yeah, it seems like, when you make some mistakes, some of those things kind of compound a little bit, and sometimes you don't get some of the best luck past some mistakes, of course, but when you're making an equipment change like he is here in the last month or so, you can feel good. It's almost like making or something you're doing with your stance or whatever, but you could feel good out in practice, but year and a half or so. I didn't want to contact that 6, trying to go in between them maybe.
Yeah, you always wondered. He was going towards the green 6. I felt like he might have needed to elevate a little bit more or put a little more outside on it.
Yeah, I don't know if he put much outside at all. Probably figuring with the 3 in the middle, hard to get snookered even if he does. Oh, these guys are so good with the jump cue. He's looking at the line of the cue ball. Myself, I probably just attack the 3 the best way I know how to make it, disregarding the cue ball a bit.
Yeah, going back to the 2 ball with Tyler and newer equipment, maybe the outside English deterred him with the newer cue a little bit, just wanting to cinch the 2. Well, that's over with. Caught the 3 a tick fat. Fortunate not to go in the drink.
Yeah, and I guess this stands true with all conditions, but it seems like, when you get something extreme, whether it be brand new and it's really slick or very old felt, which you would see in a pool room or at your club, that when you're, maybe off with the speed of hair, maybe just the most subtle mishit on the cue ball can change things a little more drastically, it seems.
A quick miss there down to the buzzer from Chua. So a reprieve for Styer.
Yeah, it doesn't look like much offensively on the pink 4, so probably just laying up for a safety. I think anyways, maybe he can get in there. Otherwise, he's going to have to... Does he play this on the soft side, just using the 9? As far as the safety? Yeah, I think tried to get a little too much, right? Just take the eclipse, I think.
Yeah, at that speed, too, you got to wonder where the comfort is. Definitely overdrew the ball. Like Jeremy said, better off to maybe just kind of stop the cue ball where he was at and take your chances.
Yeah, I think you take a chance at making the odd ball also and snookering yourself with that much speed. Now, he would have liked to have gotten the line on the pink where he could have banged it around up table, but that wasn't on offer.
Yeah, that's where I kind of thought the mistake kind of began there, right? He could have kind of stopped on the shot prior versus coming forward.
Yeah, taking it to the corner, so definitely missable. Yeah, last time, of course, he won a match here this morning to open our event, but last time we saw him in the real heat, kind of lets a few get away there. I believe it was it the quarterfinal? I believe it was in the European Open last week. I have to verify that.
Yeah, his pace around the table versus the last match is a little bit better. Seems a little more calm, and that's obviously going to happen as every match goes.
I think he felt like a big favorite in the last match, even though, don't fool yourself. There's a few new faces, but they can certainly play, and no one's a big favorite in a race to 5. There we have Chua. Kind of broke serve to start this match.
Opening a new pool room in Manila, 31 tables. The name of the room is called Bad Koi. It's supposed to be a real nice room that he's getting opened up.
And I think there's a few new rooms there in Manila of recent. So, of course, everywhere I go, it seems like all the pool rooms are packed. And it seems like since pandemic, pool's really taken off even more. Of course, the World 9 Bowl Tour having a lot to do with that also.
Yeah, ranking events all over the states, all over the world, really. Starting to pump a lot of players up. They're coming out of the woodwork. Starting to really see the talent that's developing from this tour.
And Bad Koi here to break in game number 2. It is alternate break format just because he won game 1. And there's some destinations, man, I'd sure like to be attending. Can't make it, but I think Helsinki is going to be a great tournament. I'd really love to go to the Morocco tournament. I believe is in late April. Maybe it's in May. There's some great events coming up in America. Yale Billiards has one. Seattle has one at Aux Billiards. Of course, the Expo, that's back on the calendar. So,
yeah, then the Battle of the Bull.
Yeah, that's later in the year, I believe, between what will be, I think, the Florida Open and the U.S. Open.
That's correct.
Yeah, the East Coast is going to be a pretty hot spot to be. All right, to push out here, he's going to lay him on the cushion.
Yeah, I'd consider, well, I'm talking about myself, Jeremy, but I would consider returning the favor here and giving this back unless you think you can use the purple 5. I mean, that's not terrible, is it?
Maybe attacking here.
Boy, he may be. I'm speaking of myself.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little hard to control behind the purple, I think, but doable.
Yeah, I just felt like that was such a tall order, but maybe a backdoor safety, right?
Yeah, you can always have a chance of that. It normally happens when you don't hit the ball as well to the pocket as you would like, but he's left a sliver of the blue 2, maybe. He's looking to track it behind the brown 7, a couple cushions. Now he bumped a 3 into a pretty nasty little position.
Yeah, and going back to the push out, maybe that's a little bit of gamesmanship as well. Chua kind of knowing his opponent, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, he's always willing to take on that tough shot. And limited options here. Now he has a little more freedom with some things where the 3's at.
I don't feel like the one railer's terrible to the top left.
Just track the cue ball one rail between the 3-7 maybe for position?
Right. Or even between the 4 and 3, right? I don't know if maybe it's a little heavier than I thought. Yeah, this is okay if you can get there. That's a little weak, Jay.
Yeah, and we'll see how Mr. Chua is feeling, because this is kind of right up his alley. Soft spin from distance, kind of a drag, getting the speed on the cue ball to hold for the red 3. The type of shot also on the slick table you don't have to hit as easy as you think. Even though there's a lot of angle, you can really kill the cue ball on the slick table. It should be a low left spin. Like I said, kind of maybe a heavy drag, actually.
Yeah, the cue ball will start off hot and finish real soft like so. Just overcut it, Jay.
Yeah. We always talk about certain players don't pause at the cue ball. And that's okay. I mean, to each his own and what you feel. We all have opinions, but his pre-strokes didn't look as normal, if you will.
All right, he wants to get flat just above the green 6 here. Okay, the 3 must be past the side without any trouble. So he can go forward here, or at least off the point.
Yeah, I think he's going to catch some point. Now, the slick table may allow the cue ball to still go forward. The key here is it's easy to be looking at that point when you're viewing this red 3 and overcut it. So make sure you're staying heavy. That happens quite often for some reason. It's almost like you want to force the cue ball to get to that point as quick as possible, because the back of your mind's a little worried about the scratch.
Yeah, and I kind of go back to the 2 again. He underdrew that ball, but he overdrew the safety prior, so maybe there are still a few doubts within the new cue. It's like a new part of your body, so it's understandable.
Yeah, just an extension of that arm that you have to get used to. And on the 2, especially seeing as how he could handle angle, he showed us that with the miss on the 3. I like drawing back and really kind of coming to that rail with the cue ball, getting the reference of bouncing off that rail, or at least feeling the cue ball get to that cushion. I was talking with Eklund last night. And always like hearing from him, just because I don't think we get enough of his brain. He's kind of a quiet type, but I liked what I heard from him as far as he does change a little bit in the alternate break as far as his mentality. Doesn't really try to get that kind of gear zone feeling like he does winter break. Doesn't even attempt it, just kind of picks it apart, the rack, and plays a lot of percentages.
More of a tactical mindset, maybe?
I think the 50-50 ball changes a hair. Because, with the winter break, the 50-50 ball exponentially has a lot of value to knock in, because you feel like you can put some racks together.
And yet, within 2 of Labutus, trailing 4 games to 3 on table number 2, owner of
I've been to 1, actually. Of course, we're always quite busy there in Vietnam. Actually, the first year of the Hanoi Open, we had the Perry right before, and I think it was me and Carl that went and worked. Got to see a few more pool rooms. Quite busy after once the Hanoi Open gets going, but I think he owns something like maybe, as much as the Vietnamese players love pool so much, and even some of the top players there probably maybe feeling a little more nerves than some of the other players, a little starstruck still, and maybe just super happy, right, just to be in this setting, and he'll get in game mode as he goes on more and more.
No doubt about it. Styer to break.
But missed it just on the short knuckle. Now, looks like he can knock it by the brown 7 and just kind of elevate him over the purple using the 7 as a kind of a simple snooker.
Yeah, I don't even mind if you hit the one with a little table. You want to just roll forward, that's okay too, and then just use cover on the brown 7.
Is he coming across this and moving the cue ball? Oh, he's trying to make it. Figured he had a lot of cover with the pink and the green 6.
Okay, Tyler Styer, you've got another opportunity. Going to create distance on the blue 2, I would assume. Below the 7. 2 big shots can open this rack up for you.
Yeah, and here is where you notice the 3's so playable, right? So get what you can on the 2 and just accept that decent look. Wow, he got past the side.
He catches a piece of the 7 there, could have been trouble.
Yeah, but I mean, it's got to be a good feeling to hit the ball so well, and of course down 2-0. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Probably just stun draw out. Probably get what I can between the 6-7.
Well, now, touchy. Do you come to the second rail? I think you have to.
I think this is a lot of preference, really. And you can kill it. You can stun. A lot as far as doing drills that set you up for that stun between. That's one of the biggest benefits from drills, in my opinion, is the subtle stuns with side pockets in the way.
Yeah, and that being said, that shot alone will build your confidence, right? You hit a ball like that in the middle of a match, that clean, it can really set you forward.
Oh, we all have, things we like, right? Certain preferences. Like I drag the ball in a little better and I do that, but that is a shot or a stroke that you really need to have in your repertoire. Make sure you give it enough time to catch the English, but don't overhit it.
Yeah, quite well, really. 6 was a big ball there.
And cuts that lead in half. PS still with a 4-3 lead over Chung.
And just earned ball in hand over here on table number 2. Labutis looking to 6. All types of things could go awry, but really, if he gets on the 5, I think he's good.
Yeah, good look there. It's playable, but a little more difficult.
Jeremy, look at this rack finish. How does this happen?
Yeah, we saw that actually. You see it every now and again, but we saw a lot more times at the European Open table. At least that's what I think you're talking. And a lot of times it's not from the best hit on the rack. I feel like, but looking at the replay, it's a shot that's overlooked quite often. That's what he's looking at now. He sees it. Hard pressed for the 2 to really escape, from being behind what would be 6 balls here on the lower end. Even jelly up behind the 7. He went for the make. A little fortunate there.
Yeah, he kind of fooled us with what he did with his cue there. I thought he was coming around towards the 7.
I think even the best players in the world can overlook that chip shot there. PS Labutis on the 6 ball. Trying to get out to
To the top rail.
I thought he could get underneath the 9 somehow. 2 cushions maybe if need.
Watch out. Oh, how'd he do? How did he do, JJ?
Well, I don't think that's going to happen very often, but you play to get on that part of the game, and he's become a student now. Get back to the rail.
Labutis does win that match on table number 2.
It seems like every year in this PLP we have a player, or maybe even 2 at times until they meet each other, but maybe 3 or 4.
shot this was by Tyler. Really starting to settle in here in game number 4, and I think it all started with the
didn't sulk, took an interview, let him know what people were. It's helped.
Yeah, he's been in here nonstop the last couple of days since the minute the tables were put together.
Little off angle. This is where, you know, the
Expected. Now, a big shot here, Jay.
yeah, and this is where, you know, his sweet draw stroke really comes into play. He doesn't really have to get into the ball as much as others from distance. Helps him hit the cue ball a little more accurately. Maybe gives him a little wiggle room on the pocket.
Yeah, don't overhit it, right?
From prior to shooting it.
That's something I've noticed. It seems like the old back door put him up on top rail, Jeremy.
Yeah. It's kind of the result I was thinking of. If he rolled it, you come across it.
This is a shot we talk about quite a bit. All about staying solid with the body, the head, no movement.
Table 2 SVB. Young Kachi, Cledio Kachi in game number 1.
Jeremy talks about it a lot. Typically, if they are going to miss that ball, it seems like they overcut it more often than not on the slick table.
Yeah, and I don't know, you know, sometimes certain shots, the cue ball gets in the air even without an elevated cue. But, you know, sometimes you're drawing it, maybe a little more speed. And I wonder, you know, with the thicker slate, maybe the ball gets in the air on like normal shots a hair more. I need some slow-mos on some of those, super slow-mos to really see.
I hope everybody else is paying.
A lot of times when you decel, you'll over Didn't see that there from Chua. Had a lot of speed on the cue ball, actually.
One down.
And he's going to love this. Really, the only ball at table is the 8, and that'll be, of course, obvious. And he's got a great starter. Looking for a pocket on the red 3, though.
Past the 6 here, kind of towards the 3, Jay.
I think he might arc this with a hair of like top and go in between the 6-9.
It's kind of what I meant, right? Just kind of go towards the 3 here with a little pace.
Yeah, I think inside doesn't do a ton for you, just straight top. Perfect speed, enough to get the arc on it, but not going to get out of control, never really getting snookered. Like leveling out here and just knocking this in.
Yeah, is that a little thin? It is. You're going to miss that ball. You want to miss it to the inside of the pocket. It's going to take the ball a lot better than the outside.
Yeah, and I'm not me a hair. I thought he could take that in the middle, like he was kind of straight for the middle side pocket.
I'll tell you what, when you're actually at the table and down on the ball, they look tiny.
Yeah, I think he can spin with inside, come underneath, or stun across the hair. Yeah, like that.
Yeah, this get a little funny though, or is he good enough to hold?
No, this is definitely funny. No doubt about it. I think he can slowly pull this up the rail. 2 cushions come off the top short rail and kind of come across the 8 with the cue ball. Usually, you know, like an angle like this, if it doesn't favor the slow roll, it does kind of play better. We're going to the opposite. Little friendly bump.
Boy, looked like it got close to rocking around the point. Yeah, pretty high percentage, right? Coming at the 8 like that, Jay?
Yeah, 100%. Very natural for these players also. Caught the 8 a little thick to the pocket, so on the 50.
He's a talented shot maker, this guy, Johann Chua. Everything seems to go in the heart. A lot of close matches. It seemed like last year we had a lot of 5-1, 5-2s. So far this year, a lot of 4-4s, 5-3s.
SVB, you can see trailing 1-0 to Letty Okachi. Shane should attack here, cutting this. I mean, a little danger, but should shoot.
Yeah, I don't see where he gets away. Anything defensively straightforward anyway. Back to the table one.
We'll keep you updated on SVB and young Kachi. Little thin there. Watch out, cue ball. You can see the cue ball was going to go downward towards one of the corners. So always unfortunate to take those kisses and go some 8-9 feet up the table, but kind of entertain those early kisses with hitting the one a bit thin.
Yeah, you see the little shake of the head there from Styer. It's all about getting good on the two. A little tricky here, though. I mean, some players are going to.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look. The pink 4 is pretty available near the 3, so you can handle a lot. Two cushions around the 2.
No, I think he's going to. No matter what, he's going to stay aggressive here coming towards it.
Yeah, he's going to need a bump here. But hard to get in trouble, really, that path. Tricky rack, though. I mean, 3, 4's there, but got to get good on the 5. Get back for the 6.
Yeah, I think you just go to the right side with the pink. You don't have to with the line you've got. It's also preference. But I think it leads you to the 5 quite well. No, I like the way he got through that ball. Stayed below the pink. That way you could come forward like Jeremy was touching on just a minute ago. You don't want to be above the 5. Having to
Everything pretty straightforward. Go ahead and get tidy on it.
just going to draw to the side rail and out, I believe. Oh, he was straighter than it looked. He's handled this rack after the little rub on the 2 very well. The 3 to the 4 was nice. That was really the shot, as easy as it looked.
Well, I mean, we talk about maybe from Vietnam or just any of these players. Him as well. I mean, even though he's a little more seasoned than those other guys, but still trying to, kind of stake his claim, right? In this World 9-Ball Tour, and not only looking for a big win, but to get placed.
And a guy that likes to play a lot of pool, I was touching on it earlier, I also think this event sets up for him to do well. Sure, many others, if they're familiar with his game, really just slightly in the footsteps of his elder brother, Eklund. Couple of weeks now. I would love to see him do something special this week, and I wouldn't be surprised by it by any means.
Yeah, I'd just like to hear a little more from him. Hard to get much out of them, Kachi guys and brothers.
Yeah, Claudio especially, he's even a little bit more on the shy side.
You'll see the players kind of looking from the head of the table, not really questioning anything with the ref's job, just hard to be absolutely perfect with the rack. So if there's a hair of a tilt one way or another, it may influence how they break or where they break from. Yeah, good break off. Cue ball got kissed back. The 2 kind of got pinned. It's going to be a push out here in game number, what is it, 7?
Yeah, and what the 5 end up doing here?
It's a steady hand from our referee.
Hands of a surge. Looking at to the kick to the right side of the 2.
Yeah.
If you catch the 2 full, you've got a bunch of cover with the 3, 7, 9, and 5.
Would you kick to come across it, or are you kicking to hit it in the face?
In the face.
Okay. Yeah, because you come across it. Phew,
Yeah, into the face.
a lot of double kisses there, and otherwise hitting it maybe too thin. Boy, I'd love to tie a ball up with this and then have this kick shot, but I don't think that's a possibility.
Well, maybe you could roll the 8 towards the 3 and 7. Option.
I think he's got to give this back. I mean,
Yeah. It's tough enough as it is. Now you've got this distance. Is he looking to kick it towards the lower left corner?
kind of like the angle better from the 8 as well on the kick shot.
Right.
I mean, that doesn't, it's going to be hard no matter what, but if you can improve it a little bit,
Right.
it does help.
But to me, the way he was just lined up, he's looking to catch the 2 thin.
Is he trying to put the 2 behind the 5-9 and come up the right side of rail with the cue ball?
Think so.
That's thin, all right.
Did he get it
catch
going in?
Yeah, he did. That's why the cue ball continued a little more
Nicely
forward.
done.
I think they're asking, not knowing.
I believe you're right.
It looked like it was ball first to me.
Wasn't paying close attention.
I think if he would have come behind it, the cue ball wouldn't have had as much speed coming down the table, to be fair, but
Yeah, if you catch it coming from behind, the 2's going to track a little bit more to the left, I believe.
Yeah, and, you know, Marcel's having a look now. We'll get another look here as soon as they figure out this business. So this is a big shot here. Ball in hand at 3-3, or a very tough kick at 3-3.
I do think he caught it going in, Jay. I think you're accurate about that.
I think the cue ball would have went a little more right up the table if he had got behind it, which there wasn't much room to get behind it. It was very close to the rail.
Oh, we're getting our money's worth. A lot of really good matches this first half of the day. Day number 1 of the PLP.
Looks like they're trying to get a look at it. Excuse us for a little technical timeout.
And while you're at it, go ahead and share the link to a friend, family member, maybe your social media page, www.wnttv.com. Live here all week from Hotel Hills in Sarajevo.
Looks like Marcel has left the... well, fetching the replay, maybe? Or the right.
Not the end of the world. 3 to the 4. Very difficult. Not straightforward.
Like to be straight on the 3, or even a hint on the left side of it. That way you don't involve the brown 7. But I think if you pocket this ball, you get a look. You got options.
Well, he did quite well. You'd like that to run just a tick more. Did he get there, Jay?
He may be able to draw through the brown 7. That may land him a little on top of the pink. I think going forward on the slick table is the hard way to get there, but
might be able to avoid the 7.
that would be ideal, but I think he's going just a hint that way.
Okay. But if so, it'll still guide him. Wow. We're trying.
line on the pink 4. And easy to end up short with the cue ball.
Beat you from here, kicking off this back rail.
That's the jump cue, as it should be.
Yeah, I think you missed it on the correct side there. Want to miss it. Want to miss it fat. More to play still. Game number 7.
Don't put it past him attacking on this bank.
Yeah, because you've kind of got to feel, right, if you play this bank. I mean, it's obviously preference, but you've kind of got to feel like it could land funny if you don't get it down. I don't mind him chipping off the left side of. I don't mind him chipping off of either side of it, actually.
I think he could play the kick again from behind. I really do. And was that just not committing to one way or the other? I used to find myself do that a lot, especially if I wasn't playing a whole lot, is never really committing to one way or the other. Playing one pocket as well.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it looked like in his finish there. Just not fully committed. Crossing the pink over, I believe. Dropping down.
And they're grinding here. One thing, SVB, I just had a look at him after my comment. And it's one thing I rarely ever seen from him. It's happened to all of us, but he seems always committed, really clear on how he wants to hit the ball. Lets all the other options kind of exit his brain when he gets down on it.
Everything just finishing a little funny here. One of those games, they are grinding. Now, do you go up towards the 6 with the pink and try and track behind them, or do you just chip off the left side of it?
I'd probably just go left, but if I'm feeling good, I might just put it on there and come up towards the purple with the cue ball. Just put it on the side rail also. There's a lot of options here, actually. Like that. Just kind of use the... I thought the pink would get a little higher up, though.
Not it too thin?
Yeah. Probably so. Pretty easy to see because he wanted the cue ball probably going a little slower into that purple 5. Big wall here.
Boy, they have been battling on the pink here for some time now. Tyler would like to catch the bottom half of this ball. Some good things can happen.
Still going to get a bit odd.
Oh, look at this. He's, I think, chipping the top side of it and coming down below the 9 and 7.
Look at him trying to use the 8.
Yeah, that really cuts off the jump. Can he get a piece with the 4? Might be able to make this 4, Jeremy.
Yeah. Why not? Get as much as you can. Might come 2 rails at the 7. don't think he can really add much side spin.
Wow. Look at this.
Yeah, 3-3 and a big shot after battling and so many kind of oddball safeties. A little impressive there from Styer. You know how you're playing some guys sometimes you feel like you left them the perfect look to be able to make it.
Yeah, you have no choice but to make it almost.
Yeah. Kachi.
Yeah, back to that 4. He didn't have any let up in the stroke. It was really clean.
Yeah, I think just having that stroke on the 4 made it obvious. Another great stroke on the 5, center cut on the purple. Here's that stun again, a little bit. Don't think he's coming past the side, maybe.
Yeah, Shane missing a few balls. Table 2, here and there. The odd ball.
Just a great feeling, especially when you come with a big shot. Couple big shots, really, and make the out. You always feel like you stole it just because at any moment either player could have gotten position to win it.
No, it's a fair point. And to come with the big shot on the pink and then follow through with this out could carry him on home here and really impact him going forward. Yeah, 2 games apiece. Table number 2. Claudio with the jump on the pink. It's going to set up good. Or at least a decent look for SVB. It slowed down a little quicker than I expected.
Yeah, can he dig on this to get past the side? Do you even try to?
I think he can, Jay.
Yeah, but does
He's
it get
not
deep?
even.
Go
yeah,
ahead, Scott.
Sorry, he's not even attempting your shot, which I thought he could do.
Yeah, I just don't know if he gets deep enough anyways, right? To get underneath the... He may get past the side, but just dress up for maybe a cross-side bank is about it. We'll keep you updated here on 2. Heading back to table 1. It's 4-3 Chua trails, but he does have the break. Let's say I didn't hear one down. One obviously missed. A little bit of 9-ball action. Does he even have the left side? I don't know if there's really a shot here he can shoot. So it's going to be the push out.
Yeah, I just feel like the brown 7 could be a big ball here to go behind.
Yeah, I usually push out and leave him on the rail for this shot myself. I don't like the good cueing overall.
Yeah, exactly. You can. Oh, see, looking. I mean, I can't blame him. Is he looking to bank the 1 towards the 5? Something good could 9 here.
Yeah, that's what it appears. I mean, he's going to have a lot of movement.
Just feel like the 1 might finish down here somewhere where he could get away with it.
Yeah, odds are, unless he catches the purple dead full with the 1. Which he did. Pretty full anyways.
That went way awry. His timing seems a bit off to me. He's getting down on the ball and just pulling the trigger a little quicker than what I've seen in the past.
Yeah, he can play this thin or thick and creep him up on the 6-8, like kind of wedge in between. I kind of like thick, pushing it past the purple, go to the rail and up on the 6-8. Think that lays there. You may even bring the 1 up kind of like just the opposite side of the 6-8 and make it very difficult to get at a kick shot. So you looking to go behind the purple here instead?
On the left, either one, really. Bottom cushion seems to have a bigger future as far as the snooker.
Yeah, watch out for the 9 if you send this all the way up and you let it leak a little bit. You had to really spin it, so came in at a much tighter angle. Now, are they good enough with the jump cue to just kind of stop right there and hit it soft enough to contain the 1-up table while stopping the cue ball?
I think they are good enough, but is he going to go with this or just stop?
I think he didn't size it up. I think he's just stopping. Think anyways. I was going to say again, watch out for the 9. He doesn't want to bring the 1 near the 9, and a beautiful hit.
Yeah, I love this play here. With max outside spin to avoid all the traffic. Nothing easy about what he just did, but he made it look easy.
Yeah, Tyler usually figures out this 2-rail kick off the right side rail. It's a hard one to judge sometimes. The one so far away from the cushion, much more out in the center of the table. Towards the middle anyways. Medium speed, Scott, probably?
Yeah, you're probably going to get the separation best that way if you make contact. Does he get a rail?
Just barely.
1. It's been an awkward match, right? I mean, both players fighting very hard. Just seems like things continue to finish difficult. This one is playable, Jay.
Yeah, and usually kind of a bread and butter from distance for Chua.
Yeah, and really slowed the swing down a little bit more there. The miss hits I've seen from him this match.
Yeah, it feels like. Of course, he did he get a 2-0 lead? Is that what was the difference? It feels like he really hasn't had a lot on his side in many games.
Yeah, it's correct. He did start out with a 2-0 lead. Back for the side.
SVB puts another on his side to get him to the hill. 4-2 over Letty Okachi. Could have used the hair more there. He'll just stun. Think anyways. Looks like he's queuing much lower than the stun. Could hold it.
Same type of shot here. Just use all of the pocket. A little outside ball, nice and smooth. I don't think he'll go all the way over. He can just hold out towards the center. Not even that far. These guys are so good at holding this ball from close distance. He overturned that ball.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I don't think he's gotten comfortable yet, by any means.
Yeah, sometimes quicker than others when he's down on the cue with him.
Arm. He came twice.
Kachi. We'll check that out for a quick second. I can't tell. Does he have the full ball here? I think he does.
And dead center.
You could hear that from my hotel.
Man, he's got to show us some speed. We're not going to see that, but certainly keep you updated now. Table 1. 4-4. Styer to break. Thumped another one in there, Cledio.
His nickname is the Thumper.
All right, Tyler struggled with the one. On there. 2's going to be over.
Yeah, Jay, is this all feel here? I mean, with the 3-up table a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, kind of a big wall to play. 7-8 that's up in the upper left, I think. Here. Now the problem is the over. Is not what he wanted.
Yeah, worst case scenario. Catch that ball heavy.
And I think, you know, last game because he's got to make a heck of an out if he's going to get out. But I feel like Tyler's kind of outplayed him a little bit. You know, nothing too substantial, but see that in races to 9, 10, and 11 at times also. But we're certainly going to feel like one player probably played a little better set, but maybe lost it for one reason or another.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you in that.
Boy, I sure like short side on the 6 a few shots from now, and I think he's gotten so good on the 3, and he can get good on the 4 to get that angle on the 5, and always has the combinations just in case. Now, I wouldn't go to the second rail here myself.
I just pointed to it, Jay.
I know, but you're asking for it to get away from you. He's so good at getting in that cue ball. When you're close to it on a slick table, you can really, really pinch on it, especially with it being a ball's width off the.
He was listening to you. side. You don't quite get that.
And when you come across, yeah, I think it's worth the gamble. Love to be able to just level out here, but if you have to elevate, not the end of the world.
It becomes missable when you elevate. Not supposed to. He's so close to it.
He's overcut it. Did slide in, though. See, felt like he got away with the one a bit.
Yeah, his body told us he missed that ball. The 6 told us otherwise.
When he struck the 6.
Stretch.
Yeah, I thought he might draw that a bit more. That way he kind of softens that blow into the rail. Probably stays a little more straight. He's young and limber.
Yeah, he's getting over this very well.
I love this speed. And not a bad match by any means, but scrappy. A lot of safety exchanges. So Johann Chua to stay undefeated. I know it's early, but it's a nice feeling.